How are we all doing? I hope you're keeping well out there. Hello, Rob's radio channel. Good evening. How are we all doing? 7 watching, 0 thumbs up. Come on, we can do better than that, I'm sure. Lovely. We're on and we're live, and it's Sunday night. A little bit later than usual, but we're here. Indeed, we have 10 watching with 2 thumbs up. Come on, we can do better than that. And what is happening in the world of vintage electronics? We are looking good now. YouTube is throwing up more nonsense at me. It wants me to rinse as much money out of you as I can by setting up a super chat goal. Yep, they're pushing it. So, where is the cat? Cat is in the house. Cat's in the house. We might go and get the cat in a while. Let's see how we get on. We have the bush running with all. Said we'd leave her on there for a while. See how she does. Good man, Patrick. No work tomorrow for Pat. Very good, very good. So let's get into it. Richard 100's here. Good evening, Richard. That's not a poll. No news here as such, just busy. See how that goes. What other YouTubers do you watch? This is a Q&A. Just trying a few different things that they. You see, still see the live chat too. It's really good. Let's see if anyone responds to that. The TV is on, although you can't really see the TV very well there. So we should see if the camera will recognise my face and move over to me. Oh, there we go. Super. Technology, huh? TV is on. It just looks like a blank white raster there, but it's not. It's an unsynchronized blank white raster. Yeah, we still have a lot of work to do. Yeah, a little bit of work to do. We'll get there. Lots of capacitors and things to replace yet. Exciting. Anyway, yeah, no, all is well here. Yeah. Yeah, let's see now. Let me get out of that talk and actually see the live chat. Radio Cruncher on 12 out vids. Yes, Shango 060. Michael Dranfield, of course. Shango was on yesterday playing an AM with an AM radio in the high Mojave Desert. He was using Skylink for internet connection. Amazing technology indeed. Isn't it incredible what they can do these days? It is unreal technology. Yeah, it's amazing what they can do now. These little satellites up in the sky. No, Conway is here. Hello, all. Hope you're all enjoying the Christmas spirit. We're not doing too bad now, thank you. Not doing too bad at all. We'll even do this. Now I'm feeling very festive. Audio Al is here. Wonderful. Always good to hear from Audio Al. How are you, Al? Ray Bourne is here as well. Good evening, Ray. And the underscore must be lingering somewhere in the background. Super stuff. Let's see who else pops in here now. Always good to see Ray Bourne in the chat. Always good to see Audio Al in the chat. And underscore if he pops in. Keeping well. Enjoying the break, Al. I'll be off for a couple of weeks, obviously. Good man. And no rest for the wicked here, unfortunately. Well, apart from a couple of days in itself. But try not to worry. Tommy Hanlon is here. Good evening, John Joe. Hello, everybody. Hello, Tommy. How are you? I hope you're keeping well too. And remember, it is with your participation in the live stream that makes the thing what it is. The live stream, that is. For without you, I wouldn't know what to say. So keep interaction as high as possible in the live stream. Yes. 18 with 8 thumbs up. Very good. Very good. Very good. So I take it we're all set for Christmas now. Everyone, I take it, who wants to answer the question has probably answered it at this stage. Would I be right? Well, then I'm going to ask another question then. She's a fresh one out there, alright. It is, it's bloody cold. It's not actually that cold, right? Well, it's about 2 degrees here, but it's been colder over the last couple of weeks. But it certainly hasn't felt as cold. You know, the cold just got into me today. I couldn't do anything. Yeah, very cold. Oh, and Richard says Mr. Doswell as well. Yes, of course. How do I add? I don't know. Right, still trying to figure out all this stuff. La la la. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, Andy Doswell's always worth a watch. To be fair to Andy. Who's your favourite YouTuber? Just for the crack. You don't have to say me, because it most likely isn't. You just for the crack. Because there's not really. One thing I'm noticing. What's the problem with this old set? Rob's radio channel is telling lies because everyone knows, Rob, that your favourite YouTube channel is, of course, the Radio Punch. Come on, Rob. Mr. Carlson. Techmoan is another good one, yeah. God, I'm watching this stuff for a while, actually. Wolfwell. Hello from Maine. Hello. Welcome into the chat, sir. Oh, yes. It's all down to the humidity, all right, Tommy. Bloody cold out. I like Odge channel, says Audio All, followed by Rod's Radios. Ah, yes, the Rod. -15 where Wolf is. Well, I'd rather be here. Fuck that. That is too cold for Odge Nodge. Odge Nodge would freeze. You don't want a frozen Odge Nodge. Yeah. The sink starts to go to hell after a while as well, and not warming up. I think the easiest thing to do at this time is throw pastas out because they're all flitters. Yes, indeed. Do. Who's my favourite? Ooh, that's a good question. That is a super question. Well, we'll keep it to the vintage electronics, of course, right? Because there's other things I like to watch on YouTube as well. I suppose Mr. Dranfield has a very straightforward approach to stuff. I don't really watch a whole lot of YouTube these days. And my favourite YouTuber at the minute, moving away in general, I would say is probably Mark Felton. I like his stuff. I do like Mark Felton stuff. Yeah, definitely. Hmm. What project are you working on? I'm still working on this Bush TV 22, which was featured in some. Oh no, where's the camera doing that? Cody's is here. Hello. Maybe you've lost your marbles camera. Maybe it doesn't like staring at the telly for too long a period of time. Yeah, I like Mark Felton. Cody's is here. Season's greetings to you, Cody's. All is well here. Chipmunk is telling me Porky Pies as well. No, you don't have to lie to me. You won't. I'm not going to send you like a free Hodgman sticker or something. So you tell me I'm great. Yes. M0JCF is a good channel as well. It's quick videos. I'm just trying to get up a list of my subscriptions here. Who I'm subscribed to. Terrible. YouTube is just terribly laid out, isn't it? I don't realise how crap it is. You actually try and do something on it. Yes, a YouTuber I do like a lot of is Jerry O'Hara. He does very short videos, but he's in Canada. I think he's in Victoria, and he does short videos. He restores radios, and usually they're communications receivers from the 40s and 50s. He restores for other people, and he does excellent work on them. And they're always really interesting things that you wouldn't see anywhere else. The latest one was on a Siemens E310, which was a shipboard radio for like the German merchant navy and whatnot. Incredible receiver. But he's out there restoring one of those for someone. There's a couple of clips of it up on his channel. And it's class. I'll tell you who else I like. I like VK3YE. He's interesting. He's QRP minimalist amateur radio man. And makes all sorts of interesting little circuits with stuff that he finds out on the street mostly. So he's good, and he does some interesting QRP stuff. Looking through the list here of stuff. Michael Dranfield's always worth a look, obviously. See how Creedence Clearwater Revival here, which is obviously worth listening to. Radio Fun 323. I haven't watched any of his stuff in a while. He's quite good, though. Richard 100 says, always amazed that Shango picks up junk from the desert and always gets it running. I struggle to get a line oscillator to run. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, I think. Excuse me. Yeah, there's one thing about that, though. He lives in the desert. No moisture in the desert as such. That's why all that shit works. If you lived in Washington or somewhere, you probably wouldn't have as much luck. I'm just looking at subscriptions here, and I see Cody's is among them. You haven't put a video up in a long time, have you? 8 months. Can do better than that. It's not that simple, though, I know. Kev B is here. How are you doing? All American 5 is a good channel. It is indeed. Bloodnose says that Andy of Vintage Electronic Repair, which we know well, and the CB Radio Shack in Manchester is the most active and seriously experienced. Yeah, 2 good channels there, alright. Ray from the Radio Workshop down in the south of England doesn't really do a whole lot, though. He doesn't go into the details of things. But yeah, a nice guy. But yeah, never gets into the nitty gritty when it comes to the videos. Kev B is here. It's good to see Kev B here. We're just talking about who our favourite YouTubers are, and I'm just looking through my own subscriptions here. Indeed. Yeah, no, Jerry O'Hara's channel is worth having a quick squint at. So, how is Kev B keeping? We haven't seen Kev B in a When are we going to see Kev B again? Probably at the MVCF for a bit of luck. We might make it down there. Did you see the world's largest CRT unveiling? It was 45-inch from a Japanese noodle shop and tracked down a day before it could have been lost to history. Ooh, I did not see that. 45-inch. Should be big. Largest one I had here was a 36-inch. 4:3 aspect ratio. One of the Grundig Megatrons. But it is gone now. Yeah. Shango never really got as much traction as he probably should have. I'm just looking there. He only has 81,500 subscribers. Let me give you search criteria. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on a minute. What do I need? I need the mouse. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. How do I? You know what? It's bloody crap. It doesn't give you enough. So what I want to do is I want to make you an approved user, so you can put a link. But it won't let me. Just clicking on your dover. So you have links disabled because you end up with spam and stuff. Right, here's what I'm gonna do for where for fulfilled. Alright, you just put in right, so people can Google that. Alright, yeah. Google. User Shank Mold on YouTube. Right, do that. I think I've just done myself. I had a few unopened Pokemon card sets. I bunged them in on Marketplace for half their new selling price. All still currently available new. Oh. Doz's Television Workshop is here. Always good to have Andy Doswell in the chat. Some guys just pick them up. 3 hour round trip for them. Oh, it's never. Shank Mods. Shank Mods, right. So if you want to see a 45-inch CRT TV in Japan somewhere, Google, YouTube, Shank Mods. Let's see what you get. I'm going to do that now, actually. In fact, I might be able to put a link to the thing. Oh, shit. Internet muck. Oh, I'm not interested in this. Chrome is crap. While they were pending, someone else messaged me and told me there was a potentially £1,000 single card in one of the sets. Oh yeah. I don't know anything about Pokemon, apart from I used to watch it when I was a kid. 25 years ago or whatever. Gotta catch them all, Pokemon. I always did like the South Park knockoff of Pokemon that was called Chin Pokemon. I don't know if anyone say it much of South Park, but I thought it was quite funny. Oh, hit me knee off the switch. If you're stupid enough to, if you're stupid enough to spend £1,000 on a card, yeah, interesting, alright. Do do do. No kitten tonight. No, I'll tell you what, the kitten's in the house, but I might go and get the kitten in a minute so everyone can see the kitten. I don't know. Finish the mod to the Chinese medium wave TX to get a rock solid video to follow. Very good, Andy. I will be watching that with interest. Right, I'm going to get the kit on. I'll be back in a minute. Cat hole vision. The camera seems to be really having a really hard time tonight with stuff. Wait, like I'm over here, camera. It's usually quite good, but I don't know. Is that the Kaito solar wind-up radio? Yes, it is. Kaito. Oh, it's called. Let's have a look and see. It's just called Solartronics. And it has AM, FM, and weather band for our American fans. And it works quite well. Hey, a black one. Ah, very good. It's the only one I've ever seen. I'd imagine they're relatively rare. I've never bothered to open it up. There will be a strong amount of RFI going on here in a minute, so it may not perform as adequately as you'd expect. But I do know it works quite well for what it is. Yeah. It's getting cold. I don't see myself staying out here too long tonight. I think the set of Christmas lights has got a fuse as well. Well done. Serves you right, Cat. Just noticing there's more bulbs going out there now than there was a few minutes ago. I remember back in the day, you used to be able to carry a 22-inch TV up a flight of stairs. I think 12-inch will kill me now. Yeah, well, it depends what era it's from. Carry a 12-inch flat screen, Ari. Then a Bush TV 24 is 12 inches as well, and they're a bit heavy. I seen something similar years ago, minus the solar panel, 2 or 3 AA NiCads in it that were shot, went in the bin. And then, of course, we can't remember the famous wind-up radio. Trevor Bayliss, wasn't it? Am I right? Am I wrong? I can't remember now. I think it was. Oh, the underscore is here. Good evening, underscore. How are you? Hope you're keeping well out there. Snow here. You can keep it. You can keep the snow over there, Mr. Underscore. You don't need it here. My dad had a Philips wind-up radio that was similar. It wasn't shite. To be fair, that little one I was showing you there, it's not a bad little radio. It's not going to perform well in here with all the televisions and things on. But you trying to tear my runners? Go away, cat. Let's ask another question. Yeah, the problem with the cats is, sadly, that they go as easy as they come. Be they'll die or get squished under a car or something. I'll start here. The chipmunk is here. Yeah, it's always good to have chipmunk in the chat. We understand, chipmunk, that you're a busy man. 22 was some age. That's unreal. What are we doing? We're not doing much of anything. I was gonna ask a question. Yes. It is being fed. There's a full raster on the set and it's being fed with an Aurora. It's actually showing a test card. Only you can't see it. And I can't see it either because we've got various video issues and sync issues going on. But yeah, we have the raster sorted out. That's going to... No, there's a little bit more work to be done on the set. We've got a full raster, but yeah. Sync, video, contrast, yeah. Brightness, so far. Won't take long though. Won't take long. It's just a matter of getting an hour to run at it. The next project is a boost charger for the van to charge 18-volt 2 batteries direct off the van's electrics when the ignition is on. That's a super idea, Chibber. That is a super idea. You obviously answered the question in the question because the More people were answering the question in the live. Oh no, there it is there. I don't know how this works. YouTube's badly laid out. Hello, cat. Meow. Yes. Meow. Yes. Meow. Meow meow. Current project is the Chinese medium wave TX. Working on some audio. No, I have one of those here, but I never did much with it. Can you give me some cursory figures for this? What you've got out of this transmitter, etc. I know Trevor Murphy V310 did a video on one there a while ago, and he was underrunning it now. I think he was feeding it into a tune loop, and he found running it around 9 volts. He got fairly good results out of it. Of course, we might be looking for something a bit stronger than that. Ah, good cat. Now, more Christmas lights. More Christmas lights going out. More Christmas lights. Nah, I'm not gonna bother putting any more up tonight. It'll be or this year because it'll be time for them to come down again. I left it a bit late this year for the old Christmas lights. Current project is a Roberts Rambler mini Bluetooth DAB thing. Needs a new rotary encoder. Outdoor regulator. Audio I say. It sounds like someone stuck the electricity in the wrong way around. A whopping 500 milliwatts at 12 volts. Added a synthesizer. Fixed the stupid modulator. The output filter isn't bad. No, the output filter isn't bad. I didn't notice that on the oscilloscope when I had my one going. Alright, does seem to chop the old sproggies off alright quite well for what it is. Kevy B, big expensive scaredy battery pack on the scooter with internal charge and management PCB with some unwell MOSFETs on it. Cell voltage is low. And as I don't want to burn my workshop down, new battery. Yes. The synth cleans it up too. The touchy oscillator did let it down. Yeah. I think it wasn't a wonderful setup, alright. Now, what could we do here, Andy? Could you approach the Chinese people with your fabricable design, and would they make it? Wouldn't it be wonderful if the Chinks were making, a super duper medium wave transmitter cheaply? God, I love the Chinese. They're a great bunch of lads. They're super. I'll send you a kit of the bits to add the synth on. Oh, thank you very much, Andy. I'd appreciate that a lot. We shall talk in greater detail at a later stage. Are you a good cat? You are. Now go over there. Go over there. Good. Now, lie down. Lie down. No, you don't want to lie down. Anyway, right, let's get rid of that question. End Q&A. Yes, confirm. Start a poll. Everyone loves a poll, but I have to think of what to put in the poll to make the poll the poll. Interesting. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is always good. I got a message off you there, Mr. Doswell, which I shall give my full attention. Good cat. You go away from there because there's televisions and things on there. La la la. This Mashtastic thing, is anyone on that? Cat, stop attacking me shows. I've got the Zio Movement device LCR, no good for in-circuit measurements. Oh, Mr. Doswell, question I have for you. Where is your Olympian from? No. Scotland. Oh. Was it a Lothian one? Or where did she come from? Oh, the good cat. Oh, the good cat. Most people don't know what Meshtastic is. And something I don't really understand either, to be honest. Does anyone do Meshtastic? Well, I'll end the poll. One person is on Meshtastic. One person is definitely not on Meshtastic. And nobody else knows what Meshtastic is. Ah, Liverpool. Very good. I was just wondering. Yellow livery, but was originally blue in places. Underscores at the meshy, but there's nobody around them. Ah. Yes, it was certainly sensationalised a lot by Ringway Manchester and his mate Andy, whatever he's called, on YouTube. Go on. You don't want to hear that. Now you're there. Sit down. Sit down. Good man. I remember underscore you were telling me about that as well. Putting your DDS thingies on the milk sets. think he sent me some information last year about it. So, what's a breakthrough, alright? Maybe it used to belong to British Telecom. Fair play to you, Scott. Not simple. All above my pay grade anyway, I can tell you that. You happy there, Cat? Are you? You think this is supposed to be comfortable for me, Cat, are you? Yeah, Ringway kind of went a bit clickbaity, alright. In fact, it's been clickbaity for quite a while, but yeah, not great. Not great at all. Yeah, does he even, I am watching the Royal now, but does he even make videos with himself in them anymore? Like he used to do the videos where he'd go up and he'd do the PMR stuff and that. I don't think he does that now, does he really like that? You go into the back of that TV and you'll know all about a cat. Get off that. Right? That's all slidey and stuff. I'm gonna put that there for you. Yeah. Yeah, probably hop up and lie down there in a minute. Kev B asks, is the Bush display anything useful? No, it's not. There's a test card in there somewhere, but it's completely washed out. Various works have to be continued. But I'll just let it run for an hour or two while I'm on live just to see if anything else crops up. A friend I follow is disappointed with the 198 shutting down. Homeless expat in Spain. He relies on it. Indeed he would. And there's many more, I'm sure. Just as many as there were so many older Irish people in the UK on hard times, and their only means of communication with the homeland was via our 252 long wave service. But they didn't give a shit, they just pulled the plug. Well, the cat short circuit causing loss of sync indeed, and possibly loss of cat. Although, funny enough, I have a feeling that cats can sense electricity. It's rare enough to hear of a cat that's electrocuted itself. We're doing a live sound test. Indeed, we are of sorts. Hopefully, get it sorted this week anyway. We get an hour out here, but we'll see. Marcus F is here. Good evening, Marcus. From Melbourne, Australia. Oh, is it? Right. Ah, the studio workshop is here as well. Mr. Mullard, how are you? Yes, the planned shut off of Radio 4 on Longwave is March. I don't think a date has been given. Well, sooner the better with them. I would imagine it'll be the 1st of March. But yeah, that's really not good. Chipmunk says, rat certainly can. My pet rat got hold of an extension lead I left too close to his cage. He ate the sheeting, the neutral and the earth, but left the brown wire alone. That's incredible. Oh dear. Ed's not in good form there. There's an unwanted Mullard valve tester with 2 boxes of cards not far away. 295. Is that the high-speed valve tester? If it is, the one with the little handle on the oscilloscope for the gauge, they don't really tell a whole lot. But yeah, probably on the money all the same. Yeah. Designed by Mullard to sell more valves, indeed. Yes, I believe a lot of valves can read low on them are looking at perfectly okay. Never had a valve tester. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do have a valve tester, but it's the most pointless thing. Where is it? It's in there. No, it's in the container. It's a small American one from the 30s, I think. Yeah, that's it. They must be able to feel the old AC vibration. I've got an AVO tester. Yeah, that'd be the better one to get, alright. Ants, on the other hand, are attracted to electricity. The number of light columns we find full of ants is ridiculous. Oh dear. You can see that causing problems, alright. Of course, the AVO tester's alright once the meter movement's okay in it and hasn't been abused by the last person who had their hands in it. Didn't Eugene Trundle write about ants and electricity once? I can't remember. It's quite possible, but I don't recall that there was a gentleman in the live chat. There was a gentleman in the live chat here not so long ago who worked in Eugene Trundle's workshop and said that he was an amazing character to work with. He had lifts for on the benches set up with little wheels and stuff, so you could lift it like a scissor lift. You could lift the TV up on the bench and wheel it along. I have an AVO valve tester. I lived outside in Rusty when I bought it. Maybe a project for all rheostats rotten out there. The first thing I'll be checking is the continuity in the meter movement. 37.5 microamp. E7603 high speed tester. Yeah, that's the one with the little oscilloscope tube, which is just there for the crack. A moving coil meter would do the exact same thing. Up. Case so rusted together. Bolts and handles holding the lot together stuck. Use a small blow lamp and heat up the handles. The screws will come out. Or was it the bloke in Gloucester that took over from LLJ? Oh, what was his name? Well, that's going to annoy me now. Yeah, I think he moved to Spain in the end, didn't he? Donald Bullock, that's right. Good man, Kev Bay. Solid in Chipmunk says, I don't know if I said this last week, but I got a repair of a modern TV a couple of weeks ago. Customer pulled it off the bracket and ripped the aerial socket off the tuner can. Soldered in a short length of coax to the PCB trace and repaired the can with copper foil tape. No, nothing wrong with that. Meow, meow, meow. I'm a naughty cat. Meow, meow, meow. I'm a naughty cat. You're a naughty cat. A bloody big cat too. I got her, probably 2 months ago now, and she was like that in the hand. Meow. Now look at you. You're a big cat. I'm certainly halfway to being a big cat anyway. Yeah, poor Les. I think poor old Les had a tough life in the background. Reading between the lines, you get the impression he never had a whole lot. Had a hard life. It was never all that well. You'd wonder what happened to him during the war. I think he was down in Africa. The Christmas, yeah, the Spider-Man has been here. And just noticing every time I look up, there's another bulb gone out. So it'll be interesting when she fuses. She could go for a while, yeah. We've plenty. One thing we're not short of is Christmas lights anyway. Plenty of Christmas lights. Honey Bunch was quite demanding. Yeah. I know a gentleman who wrote to her after he read of his death to thank, just to express his gratitude for Les's articles over the years and how they helped him start his own television shop. Yeah, I'm sure that lady's long gone now as well. Kevy Wevy Woo says, is that Markham and Wise on the 62? It certainly isn't. It's unsynchronized, unrecognizable, washed out, with no contrast, hedgehog press card. More work needs to be done. I just wanted to let it run for a few hours to see if anything else would crop up, such as decreasing width, which we're always concerned about with vintage televisions of this vintage. I think that's how it was for a lot of the older chaps. Get over it and move on mentality. Well, we could probably all learn a bit from them. Jerry, BVR's after popping in. Good evening, Jerry. Always good to have you aboard. The old YouTube notifications certainly don't work for you either, do they? That's terrible. Jim Simpson is here. Good evening, Jim. Ed says, I really hate the 62 chassis personally. The idea of two separate chassis is great, but the bracket in the bake, like holding the two together, structurally didn't seem like a smart. Well, you have to remember, I think the chassis was what they had. Because the chassis is Basically, it's the TV57 series, TV56, T57, and T53, the real big one, the 21-inch. And then they came out with this the year after in a Bakelite cabinet, which was, I don't know, like a throwback to the 22, wouldn't it? Really. And I think they just used the chassis that they had for that and made it sort of fit. Because it's really bloody hard to walk on in this. But on the 53 and the T57, it's not so bad, really. Don't do that, cat. Don't do that jumping around the place. Come on, over there. Anyone heard from Mike Barker recently? I certainly am not I must say I'm not in touch with Mike Barker, except for when I meet him. And a really nice guy, Mike Barker is, if anyone doesn't know, he was the chairman of the British Vintage World Society, and he organises the auctions and the transport of stuff to and from auctions and so forth. And he also does transformer rewinds, output transformers, line output transformers, mains transformers, whatever transformer you want, he'll rewind it. But he's a gent. Kevin says he doesn't look at modern TVs. I'll leave that to Mr. Granville. I'll second that. Although we do have a flat screen TV to have a look at. Someone sort of forced on me recently, so I'll have to have a squint at that at some stage. I don't have room for it in here. I'll do it on the kitchen table some evening. I'll make a little video of it. I already know what's wrong anyway. I think the backlights are gone. But we'll just see. We'll just check to see if the power supply is supplying voltage to the backlights and take it from there. Oh, Mr. Doswell's getting a line output transformer rewound. I take it. And he's a fellow organist. He is indeed a fellow organist. A fellow for you. I don't play the organ. I play the flute. Yeah. I do industrial monitors, but I can charge accordingly, and so you should. As I said here not so long ago, the men in sheds ruined the television trade, but they did. And they're ruining the vintage radio repair trade, professional vintage radio repair trade. Anyway, I had a TX that needed a rewind. Ed was in Australia at the time, so Mike did it for me. KDB. Michael Tranfield is in the chat. We always welcome Michael Tranfield in the chat. The person who knows what they're doing. Sorry, I'm late. That's okay, Michael. Good to have you on board. $80-inch smart TV. 80-inch TV. Oh, God. Just the idea of taking the back off an 80-inch television breaks me heart. Couldn't be having with that at all. I couldn't get an 80-inch TV in the door. Probably couldn't get it in the van, never mind the door. Mr. Doswell, thank you very much for calling into our little space, and we will see you again soon, I hope. If not before, a very happy Christmas to you and yours. I did it on their spare bed. Aston's Vintage Electronic Workshop. Happy Christmas to all in the service. All the service people out there. A very happy Christmas to you too. $64 screws. Oh no. No, couldn't. We remember the good old days when televisions used to have maybe 4, possibly 6 screws in them. And then they got it right down where they just had 2 half-twist plastic flathead screws in them, which you could open with anything. And then we went back the ways again to 10 screws, 20 screws, and then these flat things. More screws than sense. My God. But I think of some of them early plasma sets and the way they were put together and the weight of them and the big steel back on them. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. But yeah. No, Conway's got to go, lads. John Joe, to you and yours, I wish you a happy Christmas and a brilliant new year. To the rest of the group, thank you for the great chats and fun we've had all year. A great gang, all the best. Thank you very much, Noel. Good night and a happy Christmas to you if we don't see you before, and so on and forth. Studio Workshop says, my friend's bass amp I repaired recently got damaged in a car accident. I gave it a service and a car insurance compensation covered the cost. Got rear-ended by a hearse. Okay, that's a good one. I haven't heard that before. All different size screws too. Oh yes, and some of them are Torx, and some of them are flatheads, and then some of them are the Phillips or J's. With the end of the drinking of this can that I'm opening, I will depart this place, but I shall return in the near future. We hope. Quarter-ton flat nylon screws. Where day to day is TX9, 2 of them, one either side. Blip, blip, bonk. What was wrong with that? And as Michael Dranfield says, Samsung sets have no screws. Well, you should understand, Michael, the reason why Samsung sets have no screws is because you're not supposed to fix them. You're supposed to throw them out. Sweet FA inside the 80-inch TV, just a vast empty space, 3 small boards, PSU, the I/O, and the main control board. Isn't it mad? Yeah. I'm just doing a leak amplifier for a client, quite enjoying it for a change. What do you usually work on, Kevy Wevy Roo? What's your normal sort of normal? I think you do like industrial control boards or something, don't you? Phillips, you just jabbed the slots with a dinner knife, indeed. That's right. Little doofers pushed them in. That's, yeah, remember that. That's all Samsung are fit for now, binning. I haven't seen it. I suppose the last Samsung I would have had the back off would be at least 12 years old now. So whatever that was, 4 or 5 years old. No interest in taking the back off a flat screen television. Actually have some talking of screws and undoing them and so forth and so on. Yeah. Sit down there. It'll be more comfortable for you, Cat. Where is it? I plugged it on to charge earlier, I thought. Oh yeah, here. John bought this for the shop. Now we had various ones over the years. We used to have the Black & Decker ones, but this is the last one he got. This had a lot of use, little Bosch, but it was great for undoing, you know. 40 screws in the back of a plasma set or that. But still working great. Must be at least 10 years old now. Well worn. Hisense hides under our desk. Kev Web. Industrial controls normally at work. Very good. There is no image. Well, there is. If you look closely, you can just about make out a test card, but it's all washed out. Yeah, but we just wanted to see what else go wrong with the set. It's been running now for 2 hours and a bit. It hasn't failed yet, so we're looking good. The main thing that I'm looking for here is the width coming in, and the width is not coming in. So that means that the line output transformer is okay. Seeing people fitting plugs with a kitchen knife, scissors and a knife. Oh yeah, done that myself. The Samsung we had in the lounge had decent screws. That'd be the newer ones don't have screws. They have slots, and you have to have a special tool that goes into the slot that you turn. If you try and use a screwdriver or any other sort of implement, it will destroy the television beyond repair. You have to have the Samsung key thing for opening. Michael Dranfield covers this in one of his videos. That's how I know about it. I would have no interest in buying a special tool for opening a Samsung television. If it was my television, I'd smash it open and glue it back together. Used to like the early Trinitrons. Working at Sony was fun in the 80s. I'd say it was. Studio Workshop. Ed says, I have a question for those who run a shop. How did you get to that stage to rent, run a shop? I am thinking of expanding my business, but not sure where to start. Oh, that's interesting. You'd have to get into how much turnover and stuff you're at there at the minute. You probably need to allow half your turnover for at least for running your shop, insurance, blah 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 blah, so on and forth. So then you have to say, well, how much is it going to cost me to rent a shop, or whatnot? And then you sort of figure out what you need to be earning. It's a big move. Lots of money. Yeah, basically. Have you Will has it? Michael Dranfield, I'll tell you. But it's a different ball game now. And you've got to be charging. This crack of people doing jobs for nothing. And I've said this, and this is one thing I'm going to tell you, Ed. What you are in competition with, and you see it, it's a problem here, is you are competing with the arseholes in their sheds. I don't, but arseholes in their sheds who will advertise on Facebook and whatnot. We fix vintage lamps, we fix vintage electronics, blah, 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 blah. And it's some old bollocks in a shed at the end of his garden, and he's going to charge 20 quid an hour because he can afford to charge 20 quid an hour. In fact, he's probably had some big job in a big, huge electronics company or something, and he's retired now, and he's got a pension of £500 or £600 a week, and he's nothing better to do. So he will take in repair work. He will repair guitar amps, and he will repair vintage radios for people and do Bluetooth modification, all this shit. And he will charge 20 quid an hour. And you're competing with him. And if you have rates, rent, insurance, utility bills, electricity is going to obviously be a big factor. I think Andy Goswell told me that the commercial electricity rate up there is like 60 pence a unit or something over in the UK. You've also got water rates over there, something that we don't have here. All these things add up. You only need to be charging £60 an hour. But you have to compete with all these other arseholes. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. It's something that I speak out against. And I've been criticised for it by a couple of people. But I don't care because I'm right. It's these old gits and sheds. I've no problem with people who collect vintage radios or whatever or their stuff and work on it for themselves. But when they start advertising themselves as a business, but they don't have.
Main end. Web content. Main.
What are you after doing, Cat? But what was I saying? What they don't have is commercial rates and stuff. They're not paying insurance. They're not paying rates. They're not VAT registered. It's cash in hand on Facebook, and it's 20 quid an hour, and it's not right. And I don't agree with it. So I don't know what other people's opinions are of that, but it's how I feel about it. I mean, when John was running his TV shop up on Swords, there were people advertising in the newspapers, and we knew for a fact that they were running repair, TV repair shops out of their garage, in their house and stuff like this, and they weren't. They had no insurance. They weren't registered for that. You know, they weren't paying rates. So it's not right. You don't want a high street shop. Better on an industrial site with lots of free parking. Council parking rates has knackered that. You don't want to be on a high street anyway. What we found was, and what Michael Dranville and a lot of other people found as well on the high street in later years, you loads of arseholes walking in looking for free advice. You could take up half your day walking out to deal with clowns that have no intention of spending money in your shop. So if you're in an industrial estate and you know a couple of miles outside the nearest town, so that someone has to purposely get in their car and drive to you, and that is the best way to be. If you do a good job, word of mouth will get the work in. Too many people can talk the talk but not walk the walk. There's no substitute for experience. Commercial electricity rate is about 50 to 70 pence a kilowatt. That's madness. It really is. Cowboys. Yeah. I know nothing about running a shop, but I remember the guys back in the day talking about having to compete with Mr. Cowboy. Indeed. I pay half as much for broadband here at home, but use it much more for streaming, which I never do at work. Yeah, madness. Um, We did a rewire for a small business, a sandwich shop. Their electricity bill was ridiculous, yeah. It's okay to do repairs for family and friends, but when you're doing it as a business, you do it professionally. Exactly. Oh yeah, well like yeah. If you're some old boy who likes collecting radios and the brother-in-law says to you, "Will you fix my radio or something?" That's one thing. But when you're out there advertising, and this is the thing, and there's people in Ireland that are advertising, um, that I know of, that are advertising heavily and they're not paying rates. They have no insurance. They're not paying. They're not VAT registered, and it's not right. All right, fair enough. You're working from home or whatever. If you have the space and you have a unit out in the garden, that's one thing. But if you're not VAT registered and you're not paying rates, my current setup means I can take on 10 to 15 jobs at a time. I'm a sole trader and do all my own bookkeeping. Most repairs float around the 90 to 300, etc. per repair. Industrial building, a very good idea. Absolutely, yeah. But don't, as I say, don't get a high street shop. Absolute waste of time. As the others have said about parking and whatnot, but also time wasters. Half your day will be taken up by arseholes just coming into the shop, distracting you from what you're doing in the workshop in the back. So don't do that. Now, if you can get a little unit in an industrial estate, people have to go there to you with the intention of doing business with you. So it's the way to go. Chipmunk says, yeah, we get that too. People phone up asking how to wire their ceiling lights. Oh my, toolist information, yeah. We were mostly on word of mouth as Sparkies. Repeat customers, recommendations, exactly. And that's exactly how Ed's business will take off as well, because if you're good at what you do, word will get out there. You know, a good reputation is worth more than any Google lads or whatnot. Remember as well, Ed, you're kind of limited in this game how much you can do. And I mean that in the sense that you're saying you can take on 10 to 15 jobs at a time. I don't know what your turn around time is on a job. But what you don't want to do either is swamp yourself in work. You know? You take in too much and can't keep up, that can be just as bad as having nothing to do. You have to find a happy medium. And only you can find that, but yeah. Our council waives business rates for small businesses away from the high street. They certainly don't do that in Ireland. Yeah, if you can keep below the VAT rate, but then, yeah, and whatnot. Get the customer to pay for materials. That way your turnover is lower. I probably have 10 jobs on the go at once, but it's so I can aggregate the parts orders into as few as possible. The carriage charges on small orders is very high nowadays. It is. I'm saying that John Wakely was telling you about his shop. John Wakely's shop sounds like an interesting place. All right. I'd say it was. I hope that man is keeping well. He's quiet these days. We know he was very unwell there last year, going into the early this year. So we wish him well. David Boynes is another man who has had health issues as well. So we wish him well too. We know that David Boynes actually calls in here from time to time. He watches the odd video and whatnot. And we always send him best wishes. Gentlemen. No, John Wakely's had problems with the old ticker. All right. I think he also had a stroke, which didn't do him any favours. Um, so hopefully he gets. Hopefully both of those gentlemen, because they're both stalwarts of the vintage television scene, especially on the UK Vintage Radio Forum. They're badly missed. Both of them did excellent write-ups. Real, like it was like reading television magazine years ago. You know, good in-depth write-ups. Not that there's much going on the forums these days, anyways. Delivery charge from Aswo is £8 plus VAT for next day delivery from France. Well, of course, the only thing with that is, pass that charge on to the customer. Well, White Sapphire is in the chat. Good evening, White Sapphire. We hope you're keeping well. We know you weren't too in great shape last week as well. Used to see him down at the Wireless Museum, but I've not been there. It's a place that I want to get to, Ed, at some stage. But we might try and make it over there in the summer coming. Time allows. Richard says, when I started my shop in the 70s and 80s, I bought second-hand ex-rental TVs for £5 or £10. Some of them still had the coordinate slot makers. Oh, dear. Ed says, my dad used to own a TV shop. Oh. He bought up ex-rental stuff. Allegedly sold dodgy videos too. Oh, dear. Allegedly, not to be rude to the chaos down at the museum, but apparently it's a bit of a bomb site down there at the moment as they are ripping things out. Oh, dear. Well, I know they've lost the house. The house was sold, and they have the garden now. Isn't that right, Ed? I believe it's a place that I've always wanted to visit, and I will get there at some stage. I'd like to go to the garden party in the summer, and I was thinking I'd get the first flight over and the last flight back, or something like that. Get the day out of it, but it's the cost of the flight isn't the expensive part. It's all the rest. Trying to get myself from, say, Heathrow or Gatwick to there. Is the Retro Tech on next year? It is indeed. Don't ask me what date it is, but it'll be probably the first or second Saturday of May. Yeah, that's right. They've built some new sheds, but apparently they were moving stuff around. Last time I went there, apparently they've been doing work in the main shed building. Hopefully I'll be able to make the Retro Tech. Well, we'll have a good chat with you then if you do, Ed. Yes, indeed. We send best wishes to White Sapphire as well. Never good. What makes up the bulk of your work at the minute, Ed? Are you just doing vintage stuff? Are you doing modern repairs as well? Or yeah. hospital is the last place you want to be. The problem with going into hospital is you generally come out worse. Certainly the case in Ireland, anyway. Hospitals are not a place you want to be going to if you can help it. Indeed. It's just gone 11:30. We won't be on much longer now. I'm just about finished now at this stage again.
Quick settings. Dialog.
Yes. Well,
Accessibility settings. Dialog.
thank you, Kat, for turning that on. Yeah, that's better. Yep, exactly, John Joe. I've refused to allow them to take Mum to hospital before now. She recovers faster home and dead. What, you have a long-term cold? 3 months of cold and flu, weakened immune system, and then infected yes. What's surprising, some old computer and video monitors, the odd guitar amp, radio, got a job lot of videotape recorders to do for a business in the new year. Interesting, yeah. I suppose you take what's going, but if you can sort of edge yourself into a specialised area, it can help. But then these days, I suppose there's not that much business out there. You kind of have to just take what's going, don't you? I've just bought a multi-sync monitor test card generator. Ooh. Sounds interesting. Patrick Bourne doesn't have to go to work tomorrow morning. Good man, Patrick. It's well for you. Absolutely. My friend Andy solely repairs guitar amps. He seems to be doing very well. Now, that's something that you could get into early. Guitar amps are money. I just get the feeling, I don't know. I've never done much with guitar amps, to be quite honest. I've sold a few over the years. But I've never actually taken one in for a repair. But at the end of the day, all they are is an amp, and they are generally simple enough devices. And musicians seem to have bread, you know, so if you can, that's a good way to go because you can charge. Vintage radio repair, there's not really a lot of space in there. Hi from Dundee, I'm late on you, but may I wish you, family and subscribers a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hogmanay. Well, the very same to you, Jim, and thank you very much. Jim's obviously a long time subscriber, as we all know here, and a regular in the live streams. Yeah, the DSP thing would frighten John Joe. Audio the late Mark Levins, genius at guitar amp repair. I wonder what audiophiles think of them. Guitar amps, they probably think guitar amps are terrible, but they don't mind listening to them through their gear. But then that's a whole other can of piss when I'm going to open it tonight. What audiophiles think of anything isn't worth discussing really at the end of the day, because it's nonsense, isn't it? It's nonsense. We have a local competitor who does guitar amps, but he's lost with Class D, whereas I'm fine with it. Good. Mangle him into the ground, Kevin. Hardly any shops and books now apart from charity shops, barbers and coffee shops. That's pretty much the same in every high street in Ireland or the UK. Doesn't matter where you go, that's exactly what you get. The charity shop thing is starting to really kick in here too, you know. But not to the same extent as it has in England. I was fascinated. I was walking around in Ashby, the Lesouch, Leicester, and Colville, a couple of miles up the road from it, and both are those littered with exactly as you say, coffee shops, charity shops, barbers, Turkish barbers. You know there was that many Turks living in the UK. It's the same here. Same here. You'll be amazed at the amount of barber shops on the high streets in Ireland, Irish villages. It's incredible. What do they sell in charity shops? Just clothes and bracky shit. Turkish barbers are a pox in the high street. Yeah, well, most of them are selling drugs out in the shop, you see. You don't need 10 barber shops in 100 yards. Yeah. Place scented candles. Yeah. There are a few of them around already as well. Nobody doing anything though. Apart from, the big one you forgot, lads, is the mobile phone repair shops. Fucking plenty of them around too. I did a guitar amp recently, Boss Type. Amp module failed after speaker terminals shorted together. Never good. Surprisingly poor design. No fuse to be seen on output, etc. The charity shop in Capistry has some vintage radios for sale. Yeah, is that the one that's run by the Polish lads or which? I haven't been in Dublin City in a long time. I was a Dublin bus driver for many years, and I had my fill of Dublin City, so I gave it up 2.5 years ago. And I've probably been in Dublin City 3 or 4 times since then. And the last time I was in Dublin City was this time last year. I went for a drink with my colleagues out of the Transport Museum, and I haven't been since. I haven't been in Dublin City at all in 2024. You believe that? Yeah, went by quick. Nothing in there for me. Kip. Boss normally okay. Part of Roland. I just thought so. Used an LM386 output. Old scale. The one near. Yeah, sounds around. That's the one. Yeah, it's run by that Polish or Russians or what they are. Yeah. They do have vintage radios and shit, but they usually want far too much for them. Well, for me anyway. Although we did get a lovely little radio off them years ago. I got cheap enough actually. I got Pi's first pocket transistor radio, going way back to I think 1960, and it's in lovely condition. Overpriced though, of course, Chipmunk. Well, it's in Camden, yeah. I'm more into the pre-war radios personally. Well, they're very bloody cheap these days because anyone that's any interested in them is dying off rapidly. One good thing they don't realise the value of what they sell. Even if you just tell them they're still not, but they just want the stuff gone. Incredible. Yeah, no, right place, right time. Right, boys and girls, I shall wish you all a good night. I'll say happy Christmas, but I wouldn't rule out that I could appear here before Christmas, but then again I may not. So happy Christmas in anyways. 25 you're watching, 27 thumbs up, so that was pretty good. We probably had 50 or 60 odd people in and out tonight. So yeah, we're gonna wish you all a good night. Participants were in no particular order and not excluding anyone for any particular reason which I hadn't commented in the last 10 minutes. Audio as Jerry BVR, Jim Simpson, Kev B, Kevin Revenue, Michael Tranfield, Irish Vintage TV and Radio, the Studio Workshop, the Chipmunk, Tommy Hanlon, White Sapphire. There's others in there as well, but we'll catch you in the next one. So we may or may not be on before the big day, but we'll be on over the event anyway. Of course, Ray Bourne was here as well, and Underscore, indeed. Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you very much, and take care. Good night. Good night.